Yo, what's good, man? Welcome everybody to another edition of New York Giants Conversations, where we talk about one of the worst teams in the NFL, but it's only because we love them. Y'all welcome, man. Welcome, New York Giants fans. Today, we're going to get into some free agency. Free agency is upcoming. The Giants have pending free agents, and of course, they're going to have free agents that they're going to be targeting. So we're going to get into all that here in just a second. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Y'all hit that like button, and I'm going to hit the intro. Be right back.
Welcome to Giants CONVO.
All right. Welcome to New York Giants CONVO. Let's get some tunes in here. New York Giants, man. New York Giants. We're going to talk about the New York Giants' upcoming pending free agency, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Big Pat Sports Talk, man. How you doing today, bro? What's good with you, man?
Just getting over the flu, trying to get back into it, man.
Nasty. Hope you feeling better, bro. But
yeah.
Let's hope the New York Giants feel better, man, after this free agency period is done, man, because they need to get well. They need to get well, and that is not a joke, man. But welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. As I mentioned, hit that like button. We're going to get into it here in just a few seconds. Not a whole lot of real news per se with the Giants. Any coaching news, any recent news that you could think of, Pat? I haven't really seen anything.
The Giants' recent news, they lost their running backs coach back to the Saints. Mr. Thomas, he went back to the Saints.
Yeah, he went back. Yeah, I know he did.
Yeah. And actually, Brian Daboll's son left the coaching staff. So that's about the only two things as far as the coaching staff goes. And with the players, they signed like two future contract players. What's going on, E. Perry? Thank you for tuning in. That's about it with the Giants as far as the coaching staff and like player movement and things.
Yeah, man. Of course, the NFL Combine is coming up as well. We'll probably get into that a little bit here, but definitely want to tap into these free agents. So we're going to start with the New York Giants pending free agents. Let's play a little stay or go. Let's play a little stay or go here with the New York Giants. Who should stay and who should kick rocks? As they say. Let's see. Let me cue it up here. All right. Can y'all see that? Yeah. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Iman, what's good? TP, what's good with you, bro?
What's going on, fellas?
All right, let's get into this, man. So we're going to start with top name. See if I could get this here in order. Make that a little more visible for y'all. All right, Darius Slayton. 28 years old. 6 years in the league, was making $6 million per season. Let's see what the market value is. And this is Spot Track, fellas, spottrack.com. So this is not NYG putting this out here. This is Spot Track. So they calculating it at $15.8 million per season. 3 years, $47 million. putting him at 15 million per season. That will rank him at the 21st wide receiver, according to Spot Track. It's almost 16 million a season there for Darius Slayton, Pat.
Yeah, that's right around. He averages around 700 yards per season. If Allen Lazard could get 14 to 15 million, so can Darius Slayton if he goes to the right team. Now let's just say the Falcons. I think the Falcons will be a great spot for him with that arm talent of Michael Penix, and he could be a great number 2 to Drake London. It just depends on the team that he goes to, because his value rises and lowers with the current teams. Let's say the Chargers like him over there with the Chargers.
Might be
that'd be a great fit for him. Chargers would be a great fit. The Cardinals would be a great fit. Any team that he could go and be a legit number 2 team receiver to that team would be a great fit for Darius Slayton, and he would be worth 15.8 million to per se a Falcons or Chargers or a team like that. Yeah, I definitely can see it.
Okay. So I agree with you. I think Darius Slayton is worth the money. Consistency. Guy stays on the field for the most part. Doesn't get in any trouble. Doesn't rub people the wrong way in the locker room. And he just goes out there and works. Is he a perfect receiver? No. Has he had some drop issues in the past? Yes. But as I pointed out many times, most receivers do. You know, when you get targets, you're going to drop some passes. Look at Malik Neighbors. Ain't nobody complaining about Malik Neighbors, are they? Dropping passes all over the place.
Yeah, because he's
light. Exactly. So, question is, though, New York Giants conversation, man. Chat, talk to me. Iman says Slayton needs to leave. Stay or go? Stay or go? Should the Giants re-sign Darius Slayton? I think the Giants are up around 40-something million in cap room.
Well, that cap went up like a mug this year, so they might be around 50-something million after a couple of people like Nacho and the kicker. I don't see how they get back 3.8 million if they release Bellinger, but they say they get back 3.8 million if they release Bellinger, which is crazy. But just with those releases alone, man, it'd be upwards of 55, close to 60 million without restructuring contracts. So let's see what they do. But me personally, if you want to talk about stay or go real quick, I would actually be inclined to keep him at around. He'd probably give the Giants a discount again because he's like that, especially if they get a quarterback. Let's say we get Shedeur Sanders at 3. You got Malik Neighbors, Slayton, and they draft a receiver or get a free agent receiver. I think that's a very good pass game. I truly believe because they didn't open up the pass game at all last year because they didn't have a quarterback, according to Brian Daboll and Joe Shane. Yeah. So you keep those guys and you open up this offense. Slayton is a great compliment to Malik Neighbors because he gets down the field. Hyatt gets down the field. Now, I want to replace Wan'Dale Robinson. That's not a popular thing amongst Giants fans. They think Wan'Dale Robinson is legit. I just don't think you can use him as a receiver as far as being a number 2. If you could get him to be a legit number 3 and be that short receiver that can get you a couple of little yak yards here and there, then yeah. But if you're giving him 140 targets, it's never going to work. It's just never going to work. But I would keep him as a number 2. I think he's a legit number 2 receiver in this league.
TP Way says stay on Slayton. And if y'all been following me and been following my channel and been following us, the crew, y'all know how I feel about Darius Slayton. I think he's a underrated receiver. I think Darius Slayton is better than given credit for. And again, I always say you pay the players that want to play for you. Darius Slayton is one of those dudes, loves the Giants, has done things that I wouldn't have done for the Giants as far as, taking pay cuts, being benched, not, just being a stand-up dude. You take care of players like that. We'll see if they do. We'll see, but I'm with y'all. I say keep Slayton. Add to this wide receiver group. Don't subtract from it. You know what I'm saying? Add to it. And you need veterans. You need veterans, and you need somebody that can help set the culture in the locker room. Darius Slayton's one of those dudes. But I'm with y'all, man. I'm with y'all. Iman says Wan'Dale stat just Wan'Dale Robinson. Slayton should have gotten those 140 targets. I agree. I don't know why they would target Wan'Dale Robinson that much. But that's Brian Dable.
Yeah,
that's a Brian Dable thing.
You give Slayton 140 targets, he's getting over 1,000 yards. I promise you that.
Yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, let's continue. So our next free agent is Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons right here. They don't have a market value for him. But he signed a 1-year, $2 million contract with the Giants. I don't know if he's going to get any more than that from any other team. But the question is, should the Giants keep Isaiah Simmons or let him walk? 26 years old, 5 years in the league so far. Of course, we know he coming from the Cardinals in the trade with the Cardinals, the New York Giants acquired him. Has been not really that impactful. I thought he was more impactful in Wink's system, obviously, but Bowen supposedly had this big plan for Isaiah Simmons. I didn't see it out there on the field. But y'all talk to me. This is New York Giants conversation. We here to have a conversation. What y'all think about Isaiah Simmons? Stay or go?
Me personally, you see that he doesn't have a value on the market is because what does he do to have a value on the market? You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. What is his value to a team? Nobody seems to be able to use this kid because I just think this kid just goes off there off pure athleticism, and that's not going to work in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Just pure athleticism. They can make you make a splash play here or there, but as far as being a player that has an actual role on the team, like what's his actual role? Is he a slot DB? Is he a safety? Is he an inside linebacker? Is he an edge rusher? Like what is he? He's not that great in the run game. He gets exposed as a slot DB in the pass game. He gets exposed in the zone. Can you trust him at safety? Like, what can you do with this dude, man? He has talent, but is he putting the work behind it? You know what I'm saying? Does he know the defense entirely? You know what I'm saying? Is he studying the defense? Like, you would want this dude to pick a role for himself and come to the organization and say, I'm going to be this. I'm going to work on this in the off season. I'm not going to be this jack of all trades type player anymore because it hasn't worked. Put on 15 pounds and become an edge rusher, or lose a couple of pounds and become a safety. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just a frustration you don't need.
It is, Pat. And you know what? I thought Shane Bourne's supposed to know how to use this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been this big Isaiah Simmons kind of hype from the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? They traded for him. He had a couple splash plays in Wink's system. Everybody was hyped up about him. They brought him in here, the Hard Knocks thing with, what you gonna do with Shane Bourne? You got Shane Bourne talking about what you gonna do with Isaiah Simmons. it's just a lot of hype around this player, and I'm not buying the hype. I'm with you. I'm not buying the hype. So if it's up to me, NYG22, I'm saying let him go. Unless you're just gonna bring him back on a 1-year deal like you did last time for depth. I don't know what you do with him. You can go get a real linebacker to put in that spot. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna really play that position, hands down. Now, if you just want to keep him around for shits and giggles, for locker room camaraderie, for depth, special teams, whatever, I'm not going to complain. But I don't think you should waste a roster spot on Isaiah Simmons as one of your legit dudes in your defense. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all think? What y'all think, man? Chat. TP says Bourne doesn't know what to do with him. Yeah, exactly. Iman, ooh, nasty work. Let him go to the Eagles. They'll know what to do with him. That speaks to coaching, Iman. We talk about that a lot over here, but people think, there's other things wrong with the Giants outside the coach. I don't know, these weirdos, man, but whatever. Sean just wants to justify his decision, just like Evan Neal, and that is Evan Neal, and that could definitely be a part of it. A lot of these general managers, they have egos too. We see it with Joe Shane, and yeah, it could be one of these, kind of like the Wan'Dale Robinson thing. I mean, why are you giving Wan'Dale that many targets? Oh, because he was your second round pick, and you need to show something with him. See what I'm saying? It's goofy, man. It's real goofy, man. But let's keep it pushing.
No, it looks like NYG got put himself in a gulag. But yeah, talking about that whole thing, Darnell G Money, he says, I think that's on him, like you said, Big Pat. Lose some weight, become a safety, gain some weight, become an edge, but he can't continue to do this. Yeah. Because he has no role. He has no role.
All right. We back. Next one. Y'all gonna like this one. Drew Lock. Drew Lock, quarterback, 28 years old, 6th year in the league. Was given a $5 million contract. We all know about that. Let's check out Drew's market value. It's interesting. Boom, boom, boom. So they think he should take a pay cut and go down to $3 million a year. 2 years, $6 million a year. Of course, we all know what Drew Lock is, man. We got to get through this, y'all. I know what y'all probably going to say, but stay or go. They want to remake this quarterback room. I don't know how y'all feel about Tommy DeVito, but if you want to bring him back as a maybe third quarterback option, which he probably won't do. He probably wants to go somewhere and try to be a backup. I don't know. I'm telling Drew Lock to kick rocks. And yes, pun intended, get him out of here. What you think?
Yeah, he got to go. I mean, yeah, Drew Lock is he got to go.
And he cost us the #1 overall pick. Throwing crazy like that to Malik Neighbors. Man, get your ass out of here. Done with you, Drew Lock. All of a sudden you want to play a good game and fuck up the draft position. But yeah, chat seems to agree. Oh no. Ghost dog. TP, go! Yeah, get him out of here. Get him out of here, man. All right, y'all. Let's move on. The punter, Jamie Gillen. I didn't know he was a free agent. 27 years old, 6th year in the league. Was making $2 million a year, he doesn't have a market value either. Now, I got an interesting take on this, y'all. I know this is a punter, but I would let Gillen go. I would let him go. And I'm going to tell y'all an unpopular opinion. There's a punter entering the draft named Jeremy Crawshaw. That dude can kick. I seen it live. And what's good about him is he is a directional kicker. Like he, you know what I'm saying, as far as pinning you inside the 5, the 10, you know, those directional kicks. I don't feel like Gillen's like more of a hang time guy or something. I don't feel like he really flips field position enough for us. I think Jeremy Cross, and we got an interview with him, me and Pat. Shout out to him. But Florida Gator, you know, punters, we not gonna spend no big draft pick on a punter. But if you spend a 7th rounder on Jeremy Crawshaw and not pay Jamie Gillen, I'm with it. I'm with it, man, because I'm tired of these underperforming players. We paying money. We're gonna have to make a decision on the kicker too. So, you know, but it is a punter. I ain't gonna hate either way. But y'all always talk about the youth movement. The punter, stay or go.
It just depends on how much the punter wants.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be paying my punter $3 to $4 million a year when I could go draft one. I could do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Even though I believe Jamie Gilliam is a very, very good punter for us. You can keep him if the price is right. You know what I'm saying? Like if the price is right, if you're willing, let's just say if you're willing to give him $3.5 to $4 million a year, then keep him. If you feel that he would be an asset to this team, because if you get this defense straight and his offense can put up points, he could be a prime weapon for this team.
Yeah,
because
if he was averaging $2 million a year, and they don't have a market value on him, which probably means
he's gonna get around $2.5 to $3 million.
He's gonna get the same amount that he got before. Yeah, that's what usually.
If I was Jamie Gillen, I'd say give me an extra $1 million a year. My leg hurts. I'm in punting all year.
Man, he has been. Yeah, that's a good point, Pat. I had to think about that for a second. That dude's been used.
Yeah.
His leg don't get no rest, y'all. Not with this Giants offense. But for real, I'm not mad at Jamie Gillen. I would keep him, but I do like Crawshaw out of Florida. So I had to shout our guy Jeremy out. But all right, let's move on. All right, this is a good one. Greg Van Roten or Rotten or however you pronounce it. About to be 35 years old, 10-year veteran. Got $2 million AAV last year from the Giants. Let's check his market value. So they pretty much saying he's gonna get around the same thing. Around 1 year, $2.2 million a year. 4 guard. You know we need guards, obviously. I don't think he was the worst. Definitely wasn't the best guard out there. Think you could definitely do better. But what's y'all's thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on Mr. Greg Van Roten or Roten?
You gotta let him go, man. Let him go. Draft you another guard and go and get you a guard in free agency that's worth spending some money on. This is one of the last positions on the offensive line that needs to be adjusted. I do think we have a pretty good offensive line when healthy. Andrew Thomas, Illuminor, Runyon, and JMS. You put a good guard between JMS and Runyon. And Illuminor, And I think you have a pretty good offensive line for your new quarterback, whoever that may be. Whether it's the crap that I've been hearing, Matthew Stafford or Jackson Dart or anybody like that, I think it's going to be Shedeur Sanders. And if you give Shedeur Sanders a pretty good line, may be able to do some things, man. So, yeah, I let him walk, man. He was the weakest link on the offensive line last year, and it was obvious.
Definitely, man. And I'm with you, man. Let Mr. Greg Van Rotten walk. Older gentleman, 30, about to be 35 years old. I just think you can do better. I think you can do a little bit better. And like Ghost Iman said, man, just draft another guard. You look, you do need veterans, right? But it's about what are you trying to do with this offensive line? You know what I'm saying? I need some road graders, man. I need somebody that's going to open up some lanes in the run game and be solid in the pass game. You know, there's a lot of good offensive linemen coming out in this draft. I'm not wasting money on Greg Van Rotten, and I can get a young guy to come in here and at least be adequate, because that's all he was. He wasn't knocking nobody's socks off out there. But yeah, man, what's good, crowd media favorite? What's good, man? Combine this week. Time is moving. Who y'all looking forward to? We're gonna get into that, a little bit of the combine here in just a little bit. Crowd media favorite, but right now we're gonna tackle this free agency thing. I'm saying go for Van Rotten myself. Pat says go. Chat. Iman says go. So bye, Greg. It's nice knowing you, buddy.
Right.
All right. Somebody a lot of y'all are fans of. I don't know why, but Adoree Jackson, cornerback, about to be 30, 8 years in the league. Got about a little over $1.5 million last year from the Giants. I'm sick of Adoree Jackson, y'all. I'm sorry. I've been on this since last year. Get him out of here. I don't like his attitude, work ethic. I think he takes a lot of plays off. I don't think he's a locker room leader. I just don't think there's any real value to keeping Adoree Jackson around here unless you just, want more of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And at this stage, he's probably an average cornerback, if that. So what's the value? What's the value of keeping him now? Like I said, $1.5 million. Everybody's always like, oh yeah, everybody counting pockets. Oh, sign him because he's on the cheap. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought he could be cornerback 2 last year. Silly guys. No, I told y'all, this dude is not it. This dude is not it. Now, he probably has more value on another team where he doesn't have to play a prominent role on the defense because the Giants' corners are so bad. You got to put them out there every game, you know, either in a slot or on the outside. You know what I mean? So I'm over Adoree Jackson. Not much more to say about it. Pat, what's your thoughts?
I'm over the Adoree Jackson experience too. I'm gonna say this, man. Keeping guys like that around doesn't let you progress, man. Just let the dude go. Let him go be a veteran to a good team. And you need to come in here and get you a veteran that's a number one. Adoree Jackson's not a number one corner. He's proven that over his career. He's a corner that you can bring in, you know, give some good spot duty or put him in the slot and let him work there. Or I don't know, man. It's like some of these dudes you just gotta let go, man, because they're not gonna, you know, elevate your team. They may be able to go to another team and elevate them, but it's just not good for you. And that's what a lot of these dudes on this list. You know, some of these guys, they may be able to go to other teams and elevate them. But the situation that the New York Giants is, you need to let guys like Adoree Jackson go, Isaiah Simmons go, because they bring you no value because you can't count on them to be the guys that you need them to be. You know, let them go to other teams to where they can play a role on a team to where it's beneficial for them, and it'll be beneficial for both sides, man. You need to bring in some players that come in and they're the guy. These dudes will never be the guy, so let them go.
I agree, man. I agree. You gotta, you can't keep holding on to some of these players, man. They just ain't getting it done, man. Just not getting it done for you. All right. We're gonna go through a couple more. I'm not gonna go through all these dudes. Most of these dudes ain't gonna make rosters anyway. But Azeez Ojulari is the next big one that we gotta tackle, man. Azeez Ojulari, 25 years old, about to be 25 years old. 4 years in right now. Of course, he was on his rookie deal, only $1.6 million. Let's check his market value. This is the big one everybody wants to find out about. So SpotTrack has him at $7.6 million a year. Only giving him a 2-year deal worth $15.1 million. Outside linebacker ranked 22nd. We all know what Azeez is when he's on the field. But the big question is, when has he been on the field? And has he been on the field enough for you to justify giving him a contract? Now 7.6, I mean, that ain't that bad.
Yeah, no, that ain't bad. So, not for a player of this kind.
What y'all think, man? Stay or go, Azeez Ojulari?
I would say this: if his market value is around 8 to 9 to 10 million, I wouldn't mind bringing him back on a 1 or 2 year deal if his market is around there. But when it starts to get up to like the 15 to 20 million dollar range, you can't afford him. Not to be a third guy coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? If that is his true market value, which I do not believe, I wouldn't mind bringing him back at that price range. But I think he's gonna price himself out from the New York Giants. And like I said, the guy's pretty good when he's actually on the field, but he's never on the field. You know, and that's the issue. He even got injured this year coming off the bench. So I don't know, man. I think he's gonna get a bigger contract from somebody. Let's say the Lions can't get somebody like one of the top edge rushers in a trade, and he goes over there with the Lions. I think
the Lions like taking our edge rushers too. They love taking our edge rushers.
So, yeah, I think that would be a great spot for him. You know, and he would start over there. So keep him at that price range, but if it goes any higher, you're gonna have to let him walk. If he goes to the Eagles, he's gonna kill us. Or the Commanders.
Iman says Azeez can go draft another edge. Lions, Eagles, or Commanders. Oh my, that would be deadly for the New York Giants. Says his only issue outside run stop is his injury history. Yeah, I mean, he's a rotational piece. I don't know. I don't want to spend money on a guy like Azeez Ojulari, only because this is what the New York Giants do. They get players that have big contracts and they never play. They're never on the field, or they underperform. But then again, there's something to be said about keeping your own guys. This is what the Giants always talk about. Oh, guys always go to other teams and ball out. Well, Azeez Ojulari would be one of those guys, in my opinion, because I think in the right system, you know, where he doesn't have to play a prominent role. I mean, he can be a pretty good edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? If he comes off the bench and gives you 8-9 sacks a year, you know, that's worth the contract you would be giving him. But is he gonna give that to the New York Giants? That's what I always have to ask. And is it worth paying him double, double digit salary, upwards of, like Pat said, 15 million a year. I don't think so. As of right now, I'm saying let him walk. We're gonna get into some free agent options that could possibly re- replace Azeez Ojulari, but you got Kayvon Thibodeau, you got Brian Burns. I'm not a big Kayvon Thibodeau fan, but he's still here on the roster. Let's see if he can improve with another year in the system. I'm saying go. What y'all think? Um, Azeez, yeah, Azeez can go. Crowd says keep him. Um, yeah, I mean at 7.6, yeah, I'm definitely thinking about it, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like a team just would have the money to give him a bigger contract than the Giants. Um, so all right, who else we got here? Oh yeah, one more I want to get into. Pinnock. Jason Pinnock, free safety. He doesn't have a market value either. 25 years old, 4th year in the league. This one is big, y'all, because he's just starting safety, and I mean, I think a lot of these guys were better in Wink's system.
Mm-hmm.
And Pinnock is one of those guys. I don't know with Shane Bowen. I don't know if he can really get the most out of this guy. I think he's a good player, but I would bring him back as a depth option and try to get another starting safety. And if somebody wants to give him a contract worth more than what he got, with us, so be it. I think somebody will give him a contract. I don't know if it'll be the New York Giants, only because I feel like Shane Bowen might need a different type of safety, a safety with more coverage skills, if you see what I'm saying. So, but what's your thoughts?
I think you let him walk if he gets any type of deal on the market. I do believe you need a somebody like a Justin Simmons to pair with the safety that we got last year.
Tyler Nubin.
Yeah, Tyler Nubin. I would like the safety from the 49ers, Tafanga, to add to Tyler Nubin's skill set, because they're both versatile. Tyler Nubin can play deep or he can play in the box. So can Justin Simmons, or so can Tafanga, and you just have more versatile safeties. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I do believe Pinnock is a good safety in a system that's an attacking type system.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good at the line of scrimmage and blitzing and things of such. Because early in the season, when they was using him the way they was supposed to be used, like he was getting in there, he was getting sacks, he was making tackles, and then they just started using that stupid zone scheme to keep trying to put him in deep coverage, and that's just not who he is. So either you're gonna use this dude correctly. If you're not gonna use him correctly, let him walk, man. Stop keeping these dudes that you're not gonna use correctly for 2 to 3 years. And then you're making these guys prominent players, and it never works out because you're not using them correctly. The Giants have been doing that for the past decade. Mm-hmm. Like, use the guys you draft the way they're supposed to be used, or let them go. Don't draft them. Don't get these dudes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop putting these dudes in 5 different systems every 2 years. It's ridiculous. That Wink system, those dudes were balling. And then when they start balling, then you get rid of Wink. Like, it's ridiculous. And we're ruining players by doing that, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ego in that building for no reason.
A lot of ego. You are absolutely correct with that, bro. But like I said, I'm letting this guy walk. I think you can get a better safety. I'd bring him back his depth, but somebody might value him more than the New York Giants. I don't know. I think he's a good safety. So, like you said, in the right system, he might have more value to another team. All right. Let's do this real quick. Let's take a little quick commercial break, man, before we get into the next segment, which is the upcoming free agents. Who can we target? What are the best fits for this New York Giants team, man? Because, hey, we went through the list. Y'all see what we kind of need. Y'all see what we kind of looking at. Some of the holes on the roster. So, but we're going to be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
K, the Raisin Man.
Or just the Giants organization that really put Daniel Jones in the forefront and carried him in that type of light, man, on national TV.
$223. The suspension also opens the door for the Texans to release Al-Shahir after.
Then in 1976, guess who was hired? Atis fans. This is where preference plays the biggest.
I'm gonna have to knock this down and get the oohs and ahs of Houston.
Welcome to the Aboriginal Sports Network.
All right, man. Shout out to the ABS network, man. And we're going to get back into it, man, with these upcoming free agents. Upcoming free agents. Who are the best fits for the New York Giants? Who are the best fits? Who would y'all like to see in a New York Giants uniform? We're going to set it off with the cream of the crop. Y'all like to talk about it. The quarterback. Who should the Giants target as their bridge quarterback? Because I'm of the belief that they're taking Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward at 3. So the quarterback that you're going to sign in free agency is just a placeholder. Miss me with the Matthew Stafford nonsense. It's not happening. Shout out to the Aboriginal Sports Network. There's an article right now on Twitter /X on why Stafford is not a good fit for the Giants. So that brings us to this list. Who y'all like? Let's talk about it. Sam Darnold. You got Jacoby Brissett. Marcus Mariota. We talked about Drew Lock. A lot of y'all are Justin Fields fans. Joe Flacco has been a quarterback that people have said, is a good bridge option, as is Jameis Winston. You got your Mac Jones, Carson Wentz. I hear a few talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. Russell Wilson. And you got Tommy DeVito and Daniel Jones. Yeah, I had to do that. But who is because they gotta sign somebody. Let's keep it a buck, man. They gotta bring somebody in here. Y'all said y'all don't want Locke. who we targeting for a bridge option? Who was the best fit, I should say, as a bridge quarterback for the New York Giants? I know you don't like to talk about quarterback, Pat, but let's talk about it here for a little bit.
You got to bring in somebody that, like I said, I think they're going Russell Wilson. I mean, not Russell Wilson, but Shedeur Sanders in the draft for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson is going to want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Justin Fields, still very young, going to want to play. Joe Flacco, I would say Joe Flacco, but it's something about that dude when he comes to your team, your star quarterback always gets hurt. It's crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. I would go Carson Wentz.
Ooh. Now
I would go Carson Wentz. I would go Carson Wentz because he actually has NFL knowledge to where
I gotta mute the music for a minute. Carson Wentz?
Yeah, we'll go Carson Wentz.
Talk to me, Pat.
I will go Carson Wentz because he actually has NFL knowledge. He's actually played at a high level in the NFL. He's a guy that's going to come in and he knows that he's not going to be the starter. And so he would be a guy that can talk to Shedeur Sanders during that time. Whether you like him or not, he can teach Shedeur Sanders a couple of things about, the NFL speed, how to throw it into, tight windows and things. And he wouldn't be a threat to Shedeur Sanders at all. Mm-hmm. He would literally be another quarterback's coach for Shedeur Sanders, somebody like that. Russell Wilson is going to want to play. Fields is going to want to play. You got to bring somebody in that can teach, man. I keep trying to tell people that is necessary for a NFL roster. Some of these guys that have been there and done that can come in, they're going to collect their checks and they're going to be teachers to the position that's in front of them. And if need be, they can come in and play. Carson Wentz, been on the Chiefs, got him a ring last year. And he's a guy that could come in. That's going to be no threat to your quarterback. There's going to be no controversy. It's going to be nothing. He's just going to be there. He's going to hold that clipboard, and he's going to be able to talk back and forth with Shedeur Sanders throughout the week, working on the game plan throughout the week, and allow this kid to grow. You don't bring anybody like Russell Wilson in there who's going to want to play. It's just a fact. He didn't want to come in last year because he wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just brings controversy. Ooh, Russell Wilson is there. He missed the pass. Put it in Russell Wilson. No, you're not going to get that with Carson Wentz. You're going to be able to get a kid that can make a mistake, and he's going to go over there to Carson Wentz, and they're going to talk about it. They're going to look at the iPad, go back in that kid, and let's get it done. That's the type of quarterback you need here. You don't need a Sam Darnold who's going to come here coming off one of his best season ever, getting 14 wins. At $40 million. Come on, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Carson Wentz, man. A couple people said Russell Wilson. I'm kind of with you. I don't know if Russ is gonna be the right fit. Because remember, we're talking about fit. We're not talking about like who you want or who you think is the best out of the bunch. We're talking about fit. So I think you make a good point with the whole fit aspect of it, not wanting somebody that's going to be like a legit threat to supplant your rookie quarterback in his rookie season. You want a player, like you said, that's going to be able to teach and show him some things and not look at the guy's competition. I kind of been on the little Jameis Winston thing a little bit. I don't know if he's the right teacher, but I definitely think he's the right personality, especially for Aboriginal quarterback coming into the league. But I mean, that would be my pick if I had to pick out of the bunch that's free agents right now. I'm going Jameis. For a lot of the reasons you said, outside of the teaching aspect of it, because to be honest with you, I want my quarterback to learn from the coaching. You know, I want my quarterback to learn from the coach. That's how that's supposed to work. Now, from a mentor standpoint, you're not looking for the backup quarterback to show him how to, you know, it's just from a professional standpoint of like, okay, this is how you handle this when this happens. This is how you handle, you know what I'm saying? This is how you should probably handle this, or maybe you should change your routine to do this. It might help you. That's kind of what I'm looking at from the backup, not necessarily as a, you know, showing you X's and O's type thing. But I know what you're talking about, Pat. I'm not, you know, going against your word or whatever, but that's why I would pick Jameis Winston out of that bunch. But chat, if y'all got anybody, I see Russell Wilson in there. Some people don't like the Carson Wentz thing, but I'm not gonna be mad at Carson Wentz. But I would go with Jameis Winston. But let's get back into it, y'all. Let's get back into it. Appreciate y'all tapping in on this Sunday with Giants Conversation. We're gonna go through a couple more of these free agents, and let's see. So that was a quarterback. What else we need? Wide receiver. Let's talk about that. Wide receiver. So you got the big names: Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown, and of course Slayton. You got some other names down here. Your Nelson Aguilar's, DJ Chalks, Mac Hollins. I don't think you're looking at any of those guys to really come in here and be a legit number 2. But those first about 10 or 12 I named could probably come in and be legit 2s for Malik Neighbors, because he's gonna be your 1. Who y'all targeting? Who's the best fit as far as free agent wide receiver goes? I'm definitely targeting a wide receiver in free agency. Definitely, if I'm the Giants. But what's y'all's thoughts, man? Pat,
I know who's going to be the targets. It's going to be Stephon Diggs. It's probably going to be number 1. But I got 2 versions that I would do. If I'm looking for a legit number 2 receiver and I'm letting Slayton go, I'm targeting T. Higgins. If I'm looking for that legit receiver to pair with Malik Neighbors, T. Higgins, he's that bigger receiver that Shedeur Sanders knows how to use. He knows how to throw the ball back shoulder to allow him to use his height and his athletic ability to go up and get the ball and get crucial catches. He just knows. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be legit in this league, man. As much as people hate on him. But if I'm looking for that guy, I'm going T. Higgins. He's probably going to cost you around $31 million a year because we're the Giants. Let's just keep it a buck. But Shedeur Sanders might lessen that blow. You know what I'm saying? And
they got him at 25 here.
I think if he comes to a team like us, he's going to get around between 28 and 30. You know what I'm saying? But he's that big body receiver that we need in this offense. We haven't had that big body receiver in this offense for a long time. And so if you're going to let Slayton walk, T. Higgins will be my main objective at getting, because we depend on rookies too much. Oh, you can just draft somebody and bring it in. This is not matter. I keep trying to tell people, man, these kids, they got to learn from somebody. You bring in another rookie, who is he learning from? We have no veterans on this team. Then you're going to let a veteran walk, and and Slayton. Wan'Dale Robinson can't teach nobody how to play on the outside. He definitely can't show you how to box out with your body and get, you know what I'm saying? So And then do you trust Dabo, to do the right thing? Who knows? So if you need that veteran guy to come in and be that example, you go get T. Higgins. As far as if you let Slayton go, that's my first ordeal. Mm-hmm. What's your first ordeal?
I'm with you. I've been shouting T. Higgins out for a few years now, right along with you. This is the guy, man. If you want to spend big money on a receiver, spend big. Go get the best out there. This is the best free agent available. Now, it's going to be competition. But I think the Giants can get him. We're getting a new quarterback. We're going to have the money to spend to pay T. Higgins. I think it dramatically, T. Higgins and Malik Neighbors, that changes your offense completely.
Just like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Same thing.
Yeah, it's just like that. And now you got to think, now you're rivaling the Eagles with A.J. Brown and Devontae Adams. Now you got those guys. You know what I'm saying? I think Shedeur Sanders can be way better than Jalen Hurts, and I think you can get better in the run game. Now we talking. Now we can do some things. T. Higgins is definitely my number one target.
This is another thing Giants fans do a whole lot. That's not going at you, Iman Perry, but so you gonna pay $30 million? Why not? The Eagles did it. They paid both their receivers and their quarterback and their running back and their offensive linemen and their edge rushers and their cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pay people. You got to pay people if you want a good team. You dudes want a dominant Super Bowl team with no veterans, not paying nobody. It's like this is the result that you get. You got to pay. It take money to make money, man.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
some of these dudes
man.
You're gonna have to pay.
But you talked about Diggs. Diggs is gonna come a little bit cheaper. He's only commanding $13.5 million AAV. Does anybody feel like Stefon Diggs can come in here and be at 31 years old? That's not old. I'm not ageist, especially at my age. I can't be. But do you think Stefon Diggs has really got it left to be that legit number 2 and complement Malik Neighbors? Because as you mentioned, I think that's the guy they're gonna go out there. These guys are nepotism to the T. That's why they fit so well with the Giants. They're gonna go after the guys they know that's not gonna ruffle feathers. It's gonna get down with they whatever they do. How y'all feel about Diggs, Pat?
I feel Diggs, if you bring him in as the number 2, which he will be, I think he helps out this offense. They're gonna keep it a buck. I think he helps. Stefon Diggs, he does have to be level-headed, like Ghost Dog said, but you need some dogs on this team that want to win. They want to do some things to make this team get better. We got too many passive-aggressive guys on this team with a coach that does not, establish what this team is. What's going on, Mosley? So you're going to have some aggressive guys on this team. You're going to have some aggressive guys to go out there on the field that can get the team hyped, that can make a play, go up and catch the ball over 2 people. You know what I'm saying? Stefon Diggs, the Diggs from the Vikings or the Bills? No. But he could definitely be that guy that could bring some coverage away from Malik Neighbors, because if you leave him one-on-one like he's a scrub, he's going to make you pay. So I wouldn't mind Stefon Diggs being here. You know what I'm saying? And then you put Shedeur Sanders with there, they're going to respect him because the dude commands respect, believe it or not. And they're going to want to ride with him because they know he's a rider. That's Deion Sanders' boy. So he already comes from a pedigree. He already comes from a pedigree of winning and know what to do. He's been training with Tom Brady and all these other quarterbacks since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think he's a selfish player. I just think the dude wants to win. Keep it a buck. When he was over there with the Bills, when Josh Allen would do something stupid, he was the only one that would look at him and be like, man, what's going on? Then you get rid of them, they make it, and they lose to the Chiefs again. They did the same thing.
Yeah, he is coming off a knee injury.
Yeah.
So that is something to consider. I don't know, man. I don't trust, Brian Daboll and this whole regime. I'm getting a little tired of the nepotism and just bringing in familiar players so that they don't, go against your grain and ruffle whatever it is you're trying to do. I wouldn't hate it, but I would definitely look to go in another direction as far as Stefon Diggs is concerned. And it's not because his personality or his attitude. I just don't know if fit, like I said, the right fit, because when we talking about using more of a bigger body receiver, a guy that's a little bit younger, a guy that like T. Higgins, and if you're wanting to bring in a veteran just for, a veteran that's good, that can perform, I wouldn't go with Stefon Diggs. I would go this route. Keenan Allen. I would go Keenan Allen. Now, I don't know if he's gonna want to go back to the Bears. So, coming off the Chargers contract, he got a 4-year, $80 million contract with the Chargers. That's what he was playing under in 2024 with the Bears. So now he's an undrafted free agent. Let's see, did they have a market value? Yeah, there it is. So Keenan Allen's only going to cost you $11.1 million a year, which is less than what Diggs. But I think they probably be around the same, to be honest with you. I'm going Keenan Allen. 1 year older, but I think he's a better fit. I think if you want to talk about like teaching and having like camaraderie in the locker room, I think this is a guy. He still balls out. He still gets it done. As far as stats is concerned, had 70 receptions last year, 744 yards, and 7 touchdowns. I'm with that for a number 2 receiver. I'm with that 100%, man.
That's another dude that I would bring to this team, and he can actually teach Malik Neighbors a few things about route running. And I do believe that he will nullify Wan'Dale Robinson on his offense, bro. Like, I want Keenan Allen in the slot, man, where he could be his most effective now in his career. He doesn't have the speed that he wanted. He was never a speedy guy, but he slowed down a little bit, but he's still effective. Let's keep it a buck, man. That dude, if he could get you, let's say you target him 80 times and he gets 60 catches for 800-something yards and maybe 8 touchdowns, that's glorious. You know what I'm saying? Then you can draft that other receiver to put to the outside because you're good. Students of the game, what's going on, brothers? Thank y'all guys for tuning in, man. Hey, look, we gotta do a stream with you guys, man.
It's good.
These guys at the Senior Bowl, man. Good dudes. Have a video show.
Man, Smoke Palito. It's good with you.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of smoke, man, I think you get a lot of smoke with Keenan Allen because it allows you to develop a receiver. Let's say we get Keenan Allen as a free agent, then we draft somebody like a Jaden Higgins in the 2nd round. Now Higgins has a chance to develop on the outside because he doesn't have to worry about being a primary dude. Keenan Allen's that guy that we can use in the middle of the field to open things up. Now you double team Keenan Allen, Malik Neighbors is going off, and all of a sudden Higgins gets those one-on-one matchups to let him learn and develop. Now you can use Wan'Dale Robinson the way that he's supposed to be used. And if he has a problem with him, get him out of here. Because I gave you 140 targets. Like, it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, definitely not with that, man. But I'm definitely with Keenan Allen, man. Keenan Allen, go get Keenan Allen if you can get Keenan Allen. Let him be your veteran number 2 receiver, and help out this New York Giants offense. Anybody else y'all looking at from the wide receiver group? I know you got Cooper, you got Chris Godwin, Cooks, D-Hop. I think a lot of these guys are pretty much washed, especially Cooper and Hopkins. Cooks, not with Cooks. I ain't a big fan of Brandon Cooks. But I would go T. Higgins, 1, Keenan Allen, 2. Believe it or not, Darius Slayton, 3, and then Diggs as a back option for wide receiver targets. Y'all let me know if I'm off base or on base, or if there's anybody you guys would target for the New York Giants as far as the wide receivers is concerned. But let's move on. What else we need help with? Y'all already know. We're going to the offensive line. Got some pretty good options out there. Got Zach Martin, older, 34 years old. I'm looking at guards. Well, I'm looking at both guards and tackles. Let me not cap, because we need both. So you got Ken Robinson, Brandon Scherf, Ryan Kelly, but that's a center. You got Ronnie Stanley from the Ravens. Kevin Zeitler's still out there. Jedrick Wills, Trent Brown, old buddy Will Hernandez, Nate Herbig, old buddy Ben Bredesen. You got some cats out there. Feliciano Becton. Who y'all looking at on the offensive line? Who are you looking at on the offensive line?
Zach Martin retired, so he's done.
Oh, he did retire?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Are these the guards?
Let's see. Can we do guards? Yeah, we can do guards. Yeah, these are the guards right here.
Man, I'll be honest with you. Tevin Jenkins is pretty good from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with you, you gotta do your research, because
well, you got Trey Smith. A lot of people have been talking about Trey Smith from the Chiefs. 25 years old, 4th year in the league. Let's check his market value.
His market value should be high, and higher than that.
So they saying 19.7 million a year. I can only go off this, guys, because I'm not a capologist or anybody that's really tapped into the cap like that. We got people here that do. Coach is one of them. He's not here right now though, but so let's say 22. Let's just round it up a little bit.
I'm calling him right now. If you can get him less than $25 million a year, I'm calling him right now. Because that's a steal. If you could get him at $20 million a year, you would be stupid not to get that dude a car.
He's the 4th ranked guard in the league, so
if you could get Illuminor, Trey Smith, John Michael Smith, Runyon, and Thomas, and they stay healthy, let's rock.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Outside of wide receiver, guard is my number 1 target.
Yep.
So I'm paying the money for the best guard out there. I'm paying for it. I'm sorry. You know why I'm paying for it? Because the Giants can't draft offensive linemen. They can't.
Yep.
Not these cats. They can't. I'm not sure they can draft receivers. Malik Neighbors was an obvious choice. Can't fuck up with him. But you missed on Wandell, missed on Hyatt. So that's why I'm paying money in free agency. It sucks to have to do that. But yes, I'm going to get a guard and I'm going to get a receiver.
You know, it comes to knowing your strengths and weaknesses as a GM. Let's keep it a buck. If I know that I am very bad at picking offensive linemen, I'm going to get some of the top offensive linemen in every free agency.
Every year.
If I know I can't draft receivers unless they're extremely high pick and I can't miss pick, I'm going to get T. Higgins. And then I draft what I can draft. I can draft some edge rushers. I can draft some defensive tackles. You know what I'm saying? I can draft corners. By bringing the right people to use their ability, I can draft safeties. Do what you do. Who cares what these people talking about in these doggone Twitter chats and everything? You gotta go get free agents, you can just draft. No, if I know that my eyes are not telling me good things when I'm looking at these offensive linemen, I'm gonna go get me some proven people. I know what he can do. He's shown it.
Iman, you ain't right, man. Let's imagine we got Becton and Evan Neal.
Guess what? Imagine if Kyle Becton and Evan Neal on the Eagles. I bet you they both be winners.
Yo, I bet you they bust.
I bet you they both be winners. It's about development, man.
Oh man.
This is what people don't, go into it like how we do over here with the Aboriginal Sports Network. We look at the players, we look at what they can do. And we know that development is a huge part of what a player is. He could be the most talented player in the world, but he still has to develop. These dudes are not finished products when they come into the league. They can't be because they've never been in the league. So you can have somebody like a Kayvon Thibodeau that has a skill set, but if you're not developing them, then you're going to get what you're going to get. Now, is some of them on a player sometimes? Yes. Sometimes they don't do what they're supposed to do. But then again, it goes back on you. Why you keep drafting these people that don't want to come in and do what they're supposed to do to be the best? It's about player development and knowing character. It's like these dudes are bad judges of character when it comes to what these guys really want to be in the league. A lot of these guys want to be role players. You got to bring in the guys. It's okay to want to be a role player if I know that I can go out there and get the guy. But you got these role players playing big time snaps. A Zulu. Like, come on, man.
I do. All right, what about Will Fries? Pat, another guard out there. He's only commanding $14.1 million per year. Guard from the Colts. What's your thoughts on Mr. Fries possibly being signed by the Giants?
Well, if Fries comes at $14 million, you give him a shake with those fries. You know, and bring him over here to an offensive line coach that I do believe can develop people.
Yeah, he's a 14th ranked guard, so
it's not bad.
Not bad at all. Mid pack.
It would be better than Van Rotten, I'll tell you that.
Yep. So those are definitely two targets you could look at for the Giants. Two younger players, 26 and 27, about to be respectively. They're gonna cost you, but if you want, like I said, pay the money for the offensive line, because you can't draft. You don't know how to draft, and that is on them. But what can you do? You got to get it right. But yeah, so those are some targets for guard. A lot of people say Nate Herbig. That's another player. Possibly. You gave up on some of the guys like Ben Bredesen. So, but there's value out there at guard. I would like to shop at the top of the market based on what I said, but you can get some decent players, man, and build up that offensive line and build up the depth on the offensive line, because guys are always getting hurt or underperforming, and the Giants just can't draft there for some reason. It sucks, man. It stinks. You can't draft linemen. Like, all right, let's go to edge. We're gonna do edge, then corner, and then we're gonna get out of here. And defensive tackle. We gotta do defensive tackle too. We need somebody next to Dex. But these are the edge that are available on the free agent right now. Khalil Mack, Hassan Reddick, Matt Judon, DeMarcus Lawrence, Preston Smith, Josh Sweat, Chase Young. Y'all know some of these names. Old buddy Lorenzo Carter. You know, but these are the guys that's out there. You got Josh Uche. You have Wharton from Kansas City. Smoot from Buffalo. You know they like Buffalo people. So, Pat, I know you tapped in with these edge rushers. That's your thing. So, I'm gonna let you talk your talk on this one. Who we need to go after from the edge rusher spot if we let Azeez go, which it looks like that's going to be what's going to happen. Now, you remember, we did talk about the price and everything with Azeez. So we're going to look at some of these market values and judge some of the price of these guys. But I'm going to let you go ahead and throw out some names that you would like to see.
I'll be honest with you. And a lot of people ain't going to like this. I'm going to get Khalil Mack. I'm going to get Khalil Mack on a 2-year deal. And I'm seeing if Kayvon Thibodeau will step up. And if he doesn't step up, I got Khalil Mack to fill that spot. And I'm drafting maybe 2 edge rushers in his upcoming draft. And I'm letting those guys train on the Khalil Mack. And so when Khalil Mack is ready to go, they'll be ready to go. That's my plan. I'm going to get the Mack man. That's it. I know Khalil Mack. I know Khalil Mack is going to bring the pain every time he lines up on the field, and he plays the run very well. He still can get after the passer. Him and Brian Burns could be an absolute force. Awesome. And now you got 2 people to learn from as a defensive edge rusher. If you don't want Thibodeau, let him walk. Let him go get his money. I got these 2 edge rushers underneath these monsters. They're going to continue to learn, and by the time Khalil Mack is about 36, he may be ready to retire. And if not, he'll probably be, go as the 3rd down edge rusher. Khalil Mack as a 3rd down edge rusher at 36 is still going to be good. That dude's a monster. So it is what it is, man. If you want results, you got to go out there and get people that bring results. You can't keep going, just because he's young, he's the better option. No, it's not. Because he's cheaper, he's the better option. No, he's not. He's not going to up the level of your team. Khalil Mack brings respect. When that dude walks in the locker room, you know what time it is. You know what to look at. So if you mimic him, more than likely, you're going to be pretty doggone good using your talent. Are you going to be as good as him? Probably not. Are you going to be better than him? There's a chance.
Now, let me ask you this. With Khalil Mack, you got 3 edge rushers now. You starting 2. Who's coming off the bench?
It's determined on who has the hot hand.
Okay.
If Khalil Mack has the hot hand and every time you get in there he's making a play, guess what? Thibodeau, your snaps are going to start getting reduced. Because he ain't going to stop Brian Burns' snaps.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? When Brian Burns needs a rest, that's when your ass come in. Or when Khalil Mack needs a rest, that's when your ass come in. But if you get in there and you're not stopping the run, and Khalil Mack is getting there stopping the run on 1st and 2nd down and rushing the passer just as good as you on 3rd down, guess what, Thibodeau? Your snaps are going to be cut.
Now, how will somebody like Kayvon Thibodeau handle that? See what I mean?
Me personally, I don't give a damn.
I know you don't, but what I'm saying is you drafted this guy 5th overall. You know what I'm saying?
There's a thing called the trade deadline.
All right. Now
there's a thing called the trade deadline.
Now we getting into it.
Somebody give you a 2nd or 3rd round pick for him. Let him walk because you're not going to pay him, especially if you don't give him his 5th year option. You're not going to pay him. Trade deadline. We're rolling with the Mac man. He's 34. Oh, he's 34. Who cares? He makes the team better. And he's going to get rid of a player that if he bows down because somebody that has some real rank comes in, then that's the player you didn't need.
Coach,
what's going on, Coach?
Luke, bro, what's good with you, man?
Tired of this, man. You don't want good players because they're old. You don't want good players because they're gonna cost too much. But I want a Super Bowl winning team. Well, guess what? Super Bowl winning teams spend a lot of money.
That's true. That is definitely true, man. Somebody said DeMarcus Lawrence. What's your thoughts on DeMarcus?
Wouldn't mind him either. Wouldn't mind him either. The same route. If DeMarcus Lawrence comes in there and he's playing to run better and he's getting after the quarterback just as good or even better than Thibodeau, it is what it is, bro. You guys complain about Thibodeau so much, but if you bring these players in that could replace Thibodeau, now all of a sudden you don't want to do it because he's too old. No. If you can play, you can play.
And I like this move. You know why I like this move? Because the one thing the Giants don't do enough of is take good players from their division rivals.
Right.
We always get motherfuckers like Jalen Smith, motherfuckers on the back end. The last time I think we did that to the Dallas Cowboys, we got Dwayne Harris, and he was balling for us. Remember him, the kick returner? I'm with this. You get him off Dallas, he adds to your squad, and he got the intel from over there. And you hurt that team and build your team up at the same time. Now, I'm with you on Khalil Mack, but DeMarcus Lawrence is going to come cheaper. You know what I'm saying? And look, again, like Pat said, you let them cats battle out in camp. Kayvon Thibodeau, if you can't cut it, see ya. Because I'm getting about tired of him myself. You know, I'm willing to ride it out with him with the 5th year, but again, if it ain't working, it ain't working. You got to move on. You got to cut ties before it's too late. I'm going to get an edge rusher. And like Pat said, I'm drafting one too.
Yep.
If you want a big contract, earn it. Beat these guys out. Be better than them. I'm tired of players on this roster just giving spots that haven't earned shit. You giving spots based off draft status. You know what I'm saying? Put some competition in that room. Let's see how it works. I like this move. You know,
phrase of the day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, phrase of the day. Admit your mistakes. Good GMs can admit their mistake. Yeah, I took him a little too high, but guess what? I'm gonna get somebody in here to replace him. Everybody makes a mistake.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not tired of everybody, man. I'm tired of most people on this team because most of them ain't been doing shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want a core group of players, who are those? We can probably name them without even, you know what I'm saying, struggling. Malik Neighbors, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Tyler Nubin, Andrew Phillips. You know, if you wanted those, I say Smiths, Andrew Thomas on the offensive line, Jermaine Illuminor. Like, we don't have any players really worth saying that I'm not tired of. Because they've all stunk for the most part. You know? And the players that I do like, guess what? They're either not on this team no more or won't be on this team anymore. Because that's who the Giants are. Now, they bringing in their own regime and own players. And I get that. But the players they bought in haven't done shit either. So I'm not cheering for them until we see some results. But that's just where I'm coming from, man. But I like this DeMarcus Lawrence move because, you know, like Crowd Media Favorite said, we need dogs in here.
Facts. We need some people that want to win.
You know,
not
you know,
passive
DeMarcus
aggressive.
Lawrence got that attitude, bro. You know he got that attitude. Yeah, let him get off Dallas and come over here so he can be motivated to kick the Cowboys' ass 2 times a year. I'm with that.
Facts.
I'm with
Like all these other players do against us.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, that is an option for the New York Giants. Is it anybody else you guys are looking at here? I know some people like Reddick, Matthew Judon.
Judon would be cool. I like Judon. I actually like Preston Smith as well.
Preston Smith, yep. Josh Sweat from Philly. Wouldn't mind taking him off of Philly, but I don't think they're gonna let him go. Yeah, that's what you do, man. You gotta play the game they playing against y'all, New York Giants, man, because they love to kick you in the face, you know, by taking your players and drafting up ahead of you, and you know, it's like they all working together in this division to shit on the Giants. Y'all, you gotta punch back.
Yeah, you gotta think about this too. Dorrance Armstrong and Fowler went to the Commanders, and the Commanders beat the brakes off the Cowboys.
Thank you.
They went to the NFC Championship game, couldn't overcome the Eagles, but they played very well. They know the division. They know what it takes to win in this division. They played against all the offensive linemen in the division, so they know weaknesses and strengths. Why not? You think DeMarcus Lawrence wouldn't be motivated to play against the Cowboys twice a year?
Yes.
People, man, y'all got to think about, man. I wanted Dorrance Armstrong and Fowler on this team last year. You know the stuff that we do? We gonna get Lorenzo Carter again. Come back.
Yeah. That's what they do. That's what they do.
We're gonna get somebody that played in.
We're gonna get somebody from Buffalo, or somebody like that. That's what
they're going against offensive lines that ain't nowhere near compared about the offensive lines that are over here in the NFC East. They don't know the NFC East culture. Like we're the only team that don't do it. These people pick up play like Pinnock. Watch Pinnock be a Commander or a Cowboy or somebody.
And be balling. Watch.
Watch. Oh, that's, yeah, man. I know the Giants. I played with them for 3 years, man. We finna kick their ass. I don't know. You're building a team to compete in the AFC East. You're in the NFC East, sir.
Right.
It's a different vibe over here. Dogs over here. Look at the NFC. It's always an NFC East team that take down the big team, right? The Eagles took down the Chiefs, right? And they beat the brakes off the Chiefs. It's always an NFC East team because it's just different over here.
Let's look at some D tackles. We're gonna do D tackles and corners, then we're gonna wrap up. So you got a couple out there, a couple older guys. Sheldon Rankins. Wouldn't mind bringing B.J. Hill back. That's one guy I would not mind bringing back to the New York Giants. Got some old friends. See, we got all types of ex-Giants here to do, because that's what we do. Yep. That's what we do. Look at all the ex-Giants. B.J. Hill, Austin Johnson, Linval Joseph, Jonathan Hankins. Yep. Come on now. Get back to your roots, New York Giants. Get back to your roots.
Why not go pay Milton Williams to come over here?
You know what I'm saying?
And compare that monster with Dexter Lawrence. Why not do it? You're going to have to sprint. I'm going to say this, man. You're going to have to spend some bread to get back relevant, man.
You are.
Just to be honest with you, if we can restructure some contracts and get up to about $80 million and spend that $80 million, and you're going to have to do some void contracts in order to compete, because these dudes ain't going nowhere, man. Sorry. Philly ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
Commanders ain't going nowhere. You know the Cowboys going to get back to form. So you're gonna have to spend some bread on some very young players. Because all this
Williams, $12 million a year.
That's a steal. That's a steal. If you can get him at $12 million a year, that's a steal.
Go after your division rivals' best players. They did it to you with Barkley. It's fair play, bro. I'm trying to get Bond off of them. I'm trying to get that off of them. Trying to get this cat off of them. They got a bunch of free agents over there in Philly. Raid that squad. Take all their best players. Same thing with Dallas. Weaken their teams, strengthen yours.
Go get a DeMarcus Lawrence, a Milton, and a Zach Bond, and bring them over here. All dogs that have been played in this division.
And guess what? They got playoff experience and Super Bowl experience in some cases. We don't got nobody on this squad with no damn because we don't go to the playoffs. Outside of one season. Most of those players are gone. Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas.
Why is this fan base so hung on keeping a bunch of money every year? For what?
Right.
For what? If those boy years like the Rams did, they traded all their draft picks, they got a Super Bowl out of it, and they're still playoff contenders after that. The Eagles, they got boy years up the wazoo. But guess what? They made it to 2 Super Bowls and won one.
And let me tell you this, Pat. This was gonna kill him. We got a rookie quarterback on a rookie salary.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna have to pay your quarterback for 5 years, maybe 6 if you franchise him.
Yeah.
Spend the bread now. Spend the bread now.
Because it's gonna get where you're gonna be at the bottom of this division for a long
fucking time. Yep.
Because the Eagles and Cowboys figured out how to pay their quarterback and still keep talent around them. And the Commanders is on a rookie contract with Jaden Daniels. You have no choice but to bring in a bunch of dogs in order to compete. Because you're gonna be going 3-13, 4-13 every year. Keep on wanting to be, I'm the master of the money, and we can keep money. What you need $50 million in the middle of the season for? For what? For what?
Yo, B, that's crazy work.
Lucky it ain't me. I'll go out there and I'll get T. Higgins or Keenan Allen or Diggs if I had to. I'll go get Milton Williams. I'll go get Khalil Mack. I'll go get Travaris Ward. I'll go get all them people. And we'll be in cap hell probably in the next 5 years. But guess what? If we could get a Super Bowl out of it, ooh, it was worth it.
You gotta go
get
a defensive tackle.
That's a fact.
To pair with Dexter Lawrence, you gotta build this defense up, and you have to get stronger on the offensive and defensive lines. So again, if you can strip Dallas and Philly, like Iman said, bucket naked, and get some of their defensive linemen and offensive linemen, guess what? You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You weaken your opponent and you strengthen your team. The New York Giants, and we've been saying this for years, you got to focus on your division. To strengthen your division ain't the quarterbacks, ain't the wide receivers, it's the fucking lines.
Man, what?
You getting mocked every year on the lines. That is the difference between the Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, and Washington. Now, you was equal on par with Washington. Now they got a 1 up on you.
They got a 10 up on us.
See what I'm saying? So now you're chasing. Now you can bring Dallas back down and damn near put them in the bottom with the right moves. We trying to tell y'all how to do that. You can put the Cowboys, because they got Dak on a big ass contract. Their line, they got Zach Martin retiring. Take DeMarcus Lawrence from them. Take a couple of their other players. Their running game ain't what it was. It still can be good though.
And guess what? If them mugs draft Genty, the running game back on point.
Yeah. But again, you can combat that by building up your defensive line.
Facts.
And you know another thing that allows you to do, it allows your draft picks to develop. Because they're not coming in being dependent on as
Play
starters.
right away. You know what I'm saying? Play right away.
So if you continue to draft at those same spots you getting these veterans at, and they're learning from these veterans, when those veterans retire, guess what? More beasts come in. Brandon Graham. What's the other Cox over there?
Yeah,
Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
Eagles. Guess what? Now you got the other dudes,
Carter and Davis.
And Davis. And then you got the other edge rushers that they brought in, Sweat, all those guys. They kept drafting the same type dudes. And when they retire, guess what? The Eagles ain't gonna miss a beat.
Nope.
They got all these young guys on these contracts that are playing at a star level on rookie contracts, because guess what? They got to sit and learn. That's why you pay all those old dudes. So those rookie contracts that are coming up, you're still gonna be good. And then when they want to get paid, guess what? You got people behind them. So you could fall back on the rookies that you drafted for one or 2 years. And then get right back to it. After you get your cap healthy again, get right back to it. Jason Kelsey, look at all those offensive linemen that they had on that team. Now you can bring in cast offs so they can come in and play a whole lot better because of the culture that you built. Mekhi Becton was a bust and went over there to Philly and became one of the best guards. Yeah, average equal 6'6", 335 pounds. That is ridiculous.
I would definitely, like I said, you know, you mentioned Milton Williams. I'm telling you, I would try to get BJ Hill back. I think he's the perfect complement to Dexter Lawrence. They're saying he only wants $9 million a season. Yeah, I'm doing that.
That's
doing
a
that.
fact.
He's only 29 years old. He's been a New York Giant before. This is the one guy that I would definitely target as far as bringing some Giants back to the New York Giants team. Now, I mean, you got a couple of them, but you know, Linval Joseph and Jonathan Hankins they're on their way out. You know, they're getting older. Austin Johnson played well for us, man, but go get BJ Hill, or like you said, Pat,
I'm going to get Milton Williams.
Philly by getting Milton Williams, or Dallas by getting Odigizua.
Shit, me personally, if I could get both of them.
Yeah, I like
Odigizua too.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. So I would definitely target those players from the defensive tackle position. All right, we're gonna get in the corners, and then I'm gonna wrap up the show for the day. We could talk about linebackers, I think, but
Zach Bond, he's a linebacker.
We could go into it a little bit. So
you
a
put
lot
Zach
of these
Bond,
are going to be like the same as the edge rushers. Let's do inside line. Let's see what they got it categorized.
Inside linebacker.
Inside linebackers. So let's do inside linebackers. Get more of the kind of the 4-3 guys. So you got Levante David, Bobby Wagner. You know what I'm saying? You see some of the names here. Devin White. Some of these guys that the Giants fans have been talking about before. Sherwood from the Jets. Quan Alexander. Who you think? Perryman.
I'm targeting the dude from the 49ers. I think his name's Dre Kinlaw.
I think they might
Zach
have
Bond.
I think they might have him on the outside linebackers. I don't see Kinlaw. Oh, is he might be on the D-line. They got this categorized weird. Let's do D-line.
I'm going to do from the 49ers and a dude from
Javon Kinlaw. They got him as a D tackle. He's with the Jets.
No, it's a dude. I forget that dude's name from the 49ers. Hold on. The dude that got hurt in the Super Bowl.
Backer. Oh, Dre Greenlaw. That's what
Jerry Greenlaw. There you go.
Yeah. Greenlaw. They only got him at 6.7.
And guess what? A steal.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. Definitely. If you want to go that route, I never see the Giants prioritize the linebacker group. That's why I kind of just skipped over it. You do got Bobby O. I'm not a big McFadden fan. Sorry. So I would definitely, if you want to go after a guy like maybe Zach Bond. Let's see, where's Bond? There he is.
That'll be one of my first targets.
What's he looking at? $10 million a year. Yeah.
Yep.
I'd do that.
You make a little bit less than what Bobby O, and put him and Bobby O out there. Allow McFadden to come off the bench the way he's supposed to. Another player that could come in and make a splash play here or there to make your defensive linebackers look a whole lot better. You see what I'm saying? Go get somebody like a Zach Bond or a Dre Greenlaw and bring them in. And Greenlaw is motivated because he wants to be one of the better middle linebackers in the league. He's been playing behind Fred Warner for years.
Fred Warner, yeah.
And when he's on that 49ers team on the linebacker position, that team is a whole lot better. That dude sideline to sideline, he's a monster. He don't miss tackles. You just have to worry about his injury history, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Because this Giants team, and I keep trying to tell people, when you bring in those veteran dudes, it allows your young players to develop because you're not dependent on them to be starters. It allows them.
So he got hurt last year, but in 2023 he was healthy, 15 games, had 2 sacks, 120 total tackles, and 75 solo tackles. So pretty good. Up over 100 tackles the past 2 years before he got hurt in 2024.
And that's with Fred Warner on the field.
Yeah.
And he only played 2 games last year because he tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl. So that was the whole year.
Yeah, I do that, man. I do that. Strengthen your but last but not least, let's talk about corners, because this is one, like I said before, y'all, offensive linemen, wide receivers, and corners. The Giants have corners it's been a struggle, man. It's been a struggle getting corners on the New York Giants that are decent. You got rid of your cornerbacks coach, your DB coach, and Jerome Henderson. So we'll see. But my top target, as I put in the thumbnail, is Charvarius Ward. My top target, another 49er. He gonna cost you. He's gonna cost you. But think about it though. The way things are with Deonte Banks, are you really banking, pun intended, on him being your number 1 corner going into next season? I'm not doing that. I'm going out and I'm getting Charvarius Ward, and let Banks play 2 or 1B, however you want to categorize it, and
take the pressure off the kid.
Pressure off him. Now you got a legit corner, you know what I'm saying, that can go
with
out
Drew
there.
Phillips in the slot. Come on, man. Bringing somebody like that makes those kids better. Now Banks ain't got to guard the number 1 all year long and have his confidence stripped from him. It may allow him to do different things out there on the field.
Yeah, I'm going and getting Ward, man. That's my top target right here. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Jay Ferries, appreciate you tapping in, man. Long time no hear. Says I pass on Greenlaw unless the money was right. Yeah.
The money gonna be right because he ain't gonna be able to command a huge contract coming off the year that he had. But now he's had over a year to get healthy from that Achilles. You watch. That's the thing with these Giants fans, man. They will always want to pass on players because of certain things. No, you gotta look at the situation. He tore his Achilles in the Super Bowl, so of course he's not going to do anything last year. But use that to your advantage. Now he will take a prove-it contract, a 2-year deal worth $12 million or something, or a 1-year deal worth $8 million. Bring him in here and let him earn that big contract with your team.
So now check it out. Another cat, DJ Reed. I've been a DJ Reed fan. I think he was very underrated over there because Sauce Gardner was getting all the hype. But I think DJ Reed, low-key, has been one of the better corners in the league over there with the Jets. He's going to get, I think Ward's going to get more, but DJ Reed's going to get paid too. They got him at 14-7. Those are my 2 targets right there, Pat. You can't get Ward, go get DJ Reed. Is there anybody else on this list that you see outside of those 2? You got a couple guys, Okudah, Jonathan Jones, Byron Murphy. Gilmore's old. Got some Tre'Davious White from Baltimore. Smoked barbecue chicken. I don't. Corey Ballantyne, he's still playing.
He's actually playing well over there.
Pretty good. Asante Samuel Jr.
He's a slot. We already got our slot.
I don't see anybody else that I would be looking at.
DJ Reed is very interesting because we got the DB coach from the Jets.
Yeah.
So he would know the whole system as far as what the cornerbacks want to do over there with the Jets if they allow him to coach. Now, if you bring him over here, you don't allow him to implement what he wants his DBs to do, that's a dumb move. But I think if you allow that dude to coach, bringing DJ Reed over here with him will actually be pretty dope and will allow Banks and them to develop, man. I'm telling you. That's why you get veterans. So you're when you bring your young guys in, they're able to develop, and then they can come in and be, what you want them to be. Now your first round picks and everything, you expect them to come in and make some impact. But I'm talking about your 3rd round picks, your 4th round picks. If they're actually good players and they're not dependent on come in and be the main guy, and they develop, you're good.
Think about how different, just to make an example based off what you're saying. Think about how different a guy like who's the dude we drafted? Trey Hawkins' career would have been different if he's not.
Yeah, if he was able to learn.
Put in the spotlight right away. That dude was a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
And the Giants was asking him to start game 1 against Dallas. Like, come the hell on, bro.
Getting smoked because he's not ready. But with his skill set and the way that he played, what if he was able to learn behind the Charvarius Ward? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Some of these dudes are actually pretty good players, but they don't get a chance to develop because, like everybody think this shit is Madden. Why you think people complain about, he's not hitting on 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round picks?
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Why is he not? Why are these 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks not hitting? Because they're being dependent on to come in and start immediately at prime positions. You can get somebody like a Puka Nacua that could come in and ball because he came in with freaking Cooper Kupp. He had an example. We have no example for these players when they come in. They have to do it themselves. And then when you finally get somebody that actually develop, you let them go. None of these guys get a chance to sit and learn. Everybody has to come in and be a superstar immediately, like it's Madden. How are you going to build a dominant team if you don't have veterans for your rookies to learn from? The rookies are the veterans. It's ridiculous. Maybe they were in a rush to push out the Gellerman guys, and it's ridiculous. If you're ready to push out people, you got to bring in veterans for these people to learn from, man. I'm sick of this fan base with that stuff. Oh, you could draft somebody. Like, you could just draft 99 rated players from the 1st to the 7th round. It don't work like that. Your 5th round players could turn into be pretty good players or pretty good role players if they're allowed to learn from somebody that's in front of them that's been doing it. You don't even take advantage of people like Dexter Lawrence. It's crazy how this fan base is. You want to blame Banks and, oh, Banks ain't it. Well, Banks had to learn from nobody. He had to be the guy as soon as he was drafted.
That's true.
Malik Neighbors, the guy as soon as he's drafted. You didn't let Daniel Jones learn from Eli Manning. You put him in there. Who these offensive linemen learning from?
That's true.
Now you got people like Runyon and Luminor and Thomas in the building. Now it's time to flood these people, these linemen in there behind these guys. So when these guys outprice themselves and get too old, you can bring somebody in right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not going to take a defensive tackle high because I got Dexter Lawrence. Bullshit. If you find a defensive tackle in the 2nd round or the 1st round that you like, draft them. Because guess what? You got a beast on top of a beast. The Eagles and the Cowboys been doing it for years. The Cowboys, they will draft the offensive lineman in the 1st round, 2nd round, so high every year.
Every year, bro. Like, come on now. But yeah, I'm going DJ Reed, man. Jarvis Ward will be my other target here for cornerback. We'll go to free safety real quick. I'll just do safeties because Justin Simmons is out there, man.
Yep.
I'm just saying. I wanted to sign in last year. He's familiar with Bowen's system. Like, I feel like if they could make that happen, they should. Let's look at his market value. 5.8. Shit.
Yeah, I'm bringing him in.
Man, I'm bringing him in immediately. I'm telling you, you gotta strengthen this. Because look, your offense, in my opinion, is a ways away. You know what I mean? Even with Sador Sanders, you still got to work shit out. You still gonna have to build up that offense. You still gonna have to build up the offensive line. Your defense can be good next year with the right moves. I promise y'all this. Go get some of these veterans that we talking about to solidify this defense. You got pieces. You got Banks. I mean, you got Burns. I mean, you got Dexter Lawrence. You got Tyler Newbin. You got Drew Phillips. You still got Kayvon Thibodeau. You still got Bobby Okereke. Michael McFadden's not a bad player. You got pieces. Fill in the gaps and build up this defense, man, and at least have that side of the ball solidified. But go ahead, Pat.
This is what you get from Giants fans. 31 years old. That was a dinosaur at DB, bro. Okay. You keep throwing these young dudes out there that ain't got nobody to learn from.
They be getting cooked, man.
Who's another young safety gonna learn from? Tyler Newman? Tyler Newman's just a 2nd-year player and got hurt his rookie year. Who are these dudes learning from, bro? Where's the examples on the team from these guys to know what it is to be a professional? What it is to do in certain situations? What it is to do when you're going through a slump? You got to have examples. The coaches can tell you all freaking day. But if you don't have nobody out there to see it, then guess what? You're going through it by yourself. Banks, he has nobody to go out there to turn to when he was struggling. Who is he going to turn to?
Yeah, it's just like school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn from the teacher, but you also learn from your classmates too. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have a class. You know, so that is important, bro. You can't dismiss that. Now,
if it was like that, every player will be out the league at 26.
Yeah, I will say this though, coaches do play a major part of it, but
yes, they do.
When you have so many young people on a team, you know what I'm saying, you don't have enough examples of like, yo, this guy did it, watch what he does. The coaches will do that. The coach will tell you like, yo, watch this guy. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, look at him. Because again, people learn different. Sometimes the coaches can't get to you. A lot of these dudes, let's keep it real, man. From a culture level, let me talk to y'all for a minute. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these coaches, they're older. You know what I'm saying? They're not in tune with the culture. You know what I'm saying? Some of them didn't even play the position that they're coaching. You know what I'm saying? So from a respect level as a player, you looking at it like, dang, why I'm listening to you, dude? This is how people think. We're in a people business here. So those older players, it's like the OGs on the block. You know what I'm saying? It's like the OGs in the barbershop. You know, younger players, they're going to be more apt to listen to somebody that looks like them, that can set that example, that's been through it, outside of a coach that's just going with the X's and O's and telling you, you know, look, do it this way. It's on the paper. But on the paper, a lot of people are visual learners like myself. I need to see it, bro. You putting this on the paper, telling me to go here and you should be here at this time. That's cool and all, but can I see an example of that? And if you don't have examples on your team to show your players, that's why you see so many mistakes and so much goofy shit out there on the field with the Giants. Because whatever them coaches is telling them, some of that shit ain't sticking. That's where the veterans come in.
Exactly.
That's all I gotta say.
Going to Iman Perry said Belichick never played. Yeah, that's why he had Teddy Bruschi. That's why he had Ted Johnson. That's why he had Vince Wilfork.
Exactly.
That's why he had Seymour. That's why he had Troy Brown. That's why he had what was the tight end before Gronk got in there? You know what I'm saying? That's why he had Tom Brady. That's why he had Kevin Falk. That's why he had a veteran offensive line. That's why he had Ty Law. That's why he had Otis Smith. That's why he had what's the safety name? Rodney Harrison.
Yeah.
You look at those Super Bowl teams, a lot of them dudes were old. That's why he had Wes Welker and brought in Julian Edelman.
Super Bowl teams are old, Pat. What young Super Bowl team you know? The Eagles ain't young. Ain't not young at all. Chiefs ain't young.
You gotta think about it, man. Wes Welker brought in Julian Edelman. You know what I'm saying? Like Julian Edelman learned from Wes Welker. You see what I'm saying? Our 2007 Super Bowl team, you had Strahan out there. You had Pierce out there. You had those old defensive tackles out there that let the young defensive tackles develop. Michael Strahan allowed OC and Tuck to develop, and then Tuck and OC allowed JPP to develop. But guess what? After JPP, we stopped it. Kiwanuka. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You've had examples, bro.
Yeah.
We're not saying that these players are coaches. We're saying these players are examples.
Examples.
If I'm telling you to do something, and then you see somebody on the field that's been told by the same coach going out there doing what he told him to do, and he's out there balling, guess what? I look at that play and be like, okay, this coach really know what he's talking about because he's doing it. Your leaders can all be young 22 to 23-year-old dudes. This is not Madden. And I'm going to keep saying it. It's not. Some people learn by seeing. I can hear you all day, coach, but if I don't see it, guess what?
It
I
ain't
don't believe
sticking.
it. It ain't sticking.
Now you mentioned Hufanga.
Yeah,
Hufanga, I should say. He coming in at 12 a season. I don't know if I want to spend big money on a safety, Pat, to be honest with you. That's why I was looking at a Justin Simmons type of player.
I would love Justin Simmons.
You know what I'm saying? But this guy looks like, I mean, he's the real deal here too with the 49ers. But, you know, we got Nubin. Let's work with that. Let's get a veteran in here that can
Yep, go get
be
Justin
solid next
Simmons.
to him. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
get
But I just
Justin
wanted to bring
Simmons.
up that Hufanga guy since you mentioned him. But so y'all keep an eye on some of these players that we mentioned here today. A lot of times we get a lot of these things right. Some things we get wrong, obviously. But the Giants, to wrap this up. Let's see. All right. The Giants, they're gonna have to spend some bread in free agency, y'all. They're gonna have to spend some money in free agency because when you don't draft well and you miss on draft picks, then you have to supplement that in free agency. Now, to Pat's point, sometimes you just got to realize, like, I can't draft linemen, or I can't draft corners, or I can't draft receivers. And then you have to use your resources effectively in free agency to supplement the roster. Now, top targets for me, like I said, wide receiver, all O-line, particularly guard, and corner.
Yep.
Corner. Gotta get a corner. You definitely need to get a corner. So those are the top three for me. You know, you got the names. We gave y'all the names. We gave y'all the information. Appreciate y'all tapping in with New York Giants Conversation. Appreciate all the support on the brand new Aboriginal Sports Network. And right on cue, my brother pulled it up. The Aboriginal Sports Network website, aboriginalsportsnetwork.com. Just as it sounds, aboriginalsportsnetwork.com. That is the website. The link is in the description. If you guys want to go check that out, me and Pat, we're going to be working on updating the website continuously, putting new content on there. We got a blog spot. We're going to have blogs going on there. We're going to have exclusive content. We have a Patreon page now. I don't know if you can put that link in the chat for them, Pat. So we're doing a lot
right now.
I appreciate you. We're doing a lot right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. If you want to be a part of the Aboriginal Sports Network, go to the website, fill out the form down there, get in contact with me or Big Pat or any of the other members on the network, Man Cave, TP Way, Mets 2128, Leaf Diggy, Delay a Game, and many others. So definitely, man, go check out the Patreon. Go check out the new website. Go check out the Twitter page. Bang got some dope articles out there right now. One out there about Matthew Stafford. One out there about Kayvon Thibodeau for you Giants fans. So go check those out, man. But last words before we get out of here, Pat. Last words, man. Before we end this show.
Okay.
Just
update. We got our first member on the Patreon. Thank you for whoever did that. He's a free member. He's on a trial, but you know, if you want exclusive content such as this, and we get more depth on detail and film reviews, more depth and detail on the Giants and all NFL teams, you know, you go to the Patreon. It's only $3 a month, man. $3 a month. You get exclusive content. You get exclusive access to us. We maybe even do some lives where we do exclusively with fans. $3 a month, man. We appreciate
the documentary coming out too.
Yep, got a documentary coming out
on the Patreon page. A lot of the visual content that we create out on the field will be released on Patreon. Those are things we spend time, effort, and money into. So if you could please support us, we definitely appreciate you. I've been on YouTube for years now and have never asked anybody for a dime. So this is not us asking. This is just putting it out there saying if you want to support us truly and help us. This actually helps us, y'all. It helps us go to Senior Bowls. It helps us get better camera equipment. It helps us, set up websites because all these things cost money. We do this content for you guys. So if you want to support us as a group, it's not going to me, it's not going to Big Pat, it's going to the Aboriginal Sports Network. Go to the Patreon page, $3 a month, man. Y'all spend more than that on cigarettes and booze. Be honest, bro.
Man, that's less than a fourth of four. And if you believe in our vision, we are literally going to be a sports network.
Yes.
If you could go support CBS and support ESPN and do all that, we are literally becoming one of those entities as far as your sports network for sports. If you love the way that we do things, if you love the way we explain things, this helps us to continue to do this, continue to go to things like the Senior Bowl, looking to go into the combine here very soon, going to the draft, going to training camps. Yes, exactly, Ghost Dog. Independent media.
Mm-hmm.
If you're tired of the sports media to giving you the same flair, the same thing, giving you the same storylines every year, if you want something where you can get some real conversation and some real interaction with a real sports network, supporting things like the Patreon, as you see here, supporting things like the website, as you see here. And if you the link, I put the Patreon link in the chat, but if you want to go there, you just click right there on P Dot, and P Dot will take you right there to the page. You know what I'm saying? So it's this is our vision, man. This is our dream. This is what we've been working towards to bring to you guys. And you see the work. You see that we're putting in the work for you guys. We got the website up where you can get exclusive content. Got the Patreon where you can get exclusive content. We're getting articles. We're doing, man, we're doing so much for you guys because of the love you've shown to us. So now we're asking, hey, if you want to see us go to the top, which we're going to make it to the top, you want to be a part of that, man, supporting, that's something minor. $3 a month, man, you can't get a large fry from McDonald's for $3 no more.
You can't even, man, yo, Lucy's from the corner store cost more than $3. I know. I don't smoke cigarettes, but yo, $3, man, to get all this for $3, you're not getting much else for $3 in this day and age anymore. So that's a small price to pay for a lot of content and to support some good, honest brothers out here doing honest work, honest content, and giving you the real spill. Nobody does it like we do it over here. So please, if you want to support. We still gonna be right here on YouTube. We're gonna be right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network on YouTube. We're going right here on Unpopular Opinion Sports on YouTube. We're not going nowhere. This is just an option if you want to help us take this thing to the next level, which, like my brother said, we're going to be doing that. So,
and a couple of other things before we get out of here. If you want to go check out our sports articles, we put out articles. You go on the website, you click on Shedeur Sanders smiling at you. You'll be doing that in the Giants jersey here very soon. You click on Shedeur Sanders, you go, and it takes you right to the Aboriginal Sports Network Twitter, where we have our articles right there. One of the articles that we've done, why Josh Kelly from Texas Tech, an underrated prospect in this year's draft. He's a receiver from Texas Tech. Go check out that article.
That's
got a
dope.
lot of things in there. We talked about the whole Kayvon Thibodeau situation. You heard what I said. I put that in the article out there for you guys to go read that. The Matthew Stafford situation. We put an article out there about that. And we have an article about Shedeur Sanders. Man, we're doing so many different things for you guys because we are a network. We are a sports network. And that's what we do for you. And emphasis on the work. That's what we're doing. Emphasis on the work. Also, we are in a hiring process for the Aboriginal Sports Network. You want to create some content. If you have a team that you want to create content for, you know what I'm saying? Go apply. You send us the email. We'll do our interviews with you. And if we feel that you're ready to put in the work, you'll be part of the Aboriginal Sports Network creating content, man. And if you just want to contact us in general, we got that there for you. Also, our content creators, we have video editing courses for you as well. Me and NYG formed that K&P production company. That's where we're getting our documentaries. We're doing our documentaries through K&P Productions. If you have any questions about creating content, if you want to create content, but you just don't feel that you have the editing skills or just the knowledge of creating content, come holler at us at K&P Productions, man. We do our editing classes, and we'll teach you and get you up to par. And guess what? We can even give you a job after you pass your course. So,
and not only that, but intros, outros. If you like intros, you like the intros, the outros that we put out there. If you like the little cuts that we do, the little drops that we do, any of the content that we put out. If you yourself just say, hey man, K&P, can you make me an intro? We got you. If you need an outro, we got you. If you want help with thumbnails, we got you. You know, I've done things for people in this community, you know, haven't asked for a penny, you know, but again, to continue to do this work, it takes time. And we all know in this day and age, time is money. So, but I mean, I've been doing this a while. Pat's been doing this a while. We're very knowledgeable about production and editing. So, you know, you see the work. If you want to learn, or if you just want something done, give us a holler, give us a call right there on the website, man. And we could put something together for you. Like I said, just some real brothers freelancing, putting some real content out there, trying to help out the community.
That's a fact. And if you're looking for Aboriginal Sports Network content creators, man, you go to the website, you click on the content archive tab, and look, there goes NYG, there goes Big Pat, there goes Leaf Diggy, there goes TP, Snarf. That's what Snarfs are for. Got Coach, Man Cave, and Delay of Game. We're looking to add more people to this network where you have a whole page full of content creators you can click on at any given time and go to their channels and look at their content. Also, you can click on a tab to go to the Aboriginal Sports Network official channel. Man, we got most recent posts, man. If you're a content creator, you want to get this on the network, your most recent post can be right here on the website. And we got our wall of fame, man. You know, we got Brian Baldinger, little guy with the big ears. I always forget his name, but the little dude was cool. We talked to him at the Senior Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Emery Hunt. You know, we got so many things, man. The Wall of Fame, we're looking to add so many pictures to the Wall of Fame, man.
Just going to be
some
updated.
of you guys. Yeah, just meeting some of you guys at some of these events that we're going to. Got the blogs. That's coming soon. Get the blogs on the actual Aboriginal Sports Network website, separate from the Twitter. You know, we have a streaming schedule. If you're looking for Aboriginal Sports Network content, when are you guys going live? Hey, we're going to update that on the streaming schedule. And also, we have the Live Now tab to where you can actually go to the network and interact with some of our lives that are right there on the website, man. So, man, I'm so excited about doing this, bro.
And we created this. We did not hire someone to create this website. We bought the website. The Aboriginal Sports Network did, and you know, we created what you see on this website. So again, add website design to the resume of
facts. Facts.
Unpopular Opinion Sports and Big Pat Sports Talk, man. But that being said, man, we definitely appreciate y'all, man. I can't say it enough. I appreciate all the support. You know, this is real heartfelt for me because I've been a sports fan since I was brought into this world, and to actually create a network and help create a network for sports fans and, just for people in general that look like me and Pat. I mean, yeah, it's special, man. So definitely support the cause, support the channel, support the network. Lots more to come right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, and definitely Unpopular Opinion Sports. I'm gonna be putting some stuff out on my channel exclusively for you guys as well. So a lot of work to be done, and we're gonna keep moving here, right here, with the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. But Pat, it's been a great show, man. Appreciate all y'all turning out. Jay Ferries, Iman Perry, Ghost Dog. I appreciate you guys' support. Y'all been rocking with me, man, since I started this.
That's coming soon, crowd favorite.
Oh yeah.
But you can buy pretty like stock right now if you go to the Patreon. That's like stock right now. But we're definitely building to that crowd favorite, man. But
definitely, man. But definitely appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the content creators that have stuck with me and Pat, and that have helped create the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. Shout out to all y'all. Keep putting in the work, fellas. We're gonna get there, man. You see it. You see it. Now you can see it. Now it's tangible.
Yeah.
It's not just talk. You see it now. So but that's all I got, Pat. If you don't have anything else, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Yeah, don't have anything else, man. If you guys want to, like you said, can you buy stocks in the company? You start by doing that, by becoming a Patreon member or becoming a member of the website. And we're going to look out for you guys, because once we get this thing publicly traded, there will be able to buy stocks in the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. I promise you that.
Yeah, man. Big things over here with the network. But that's all we got for now on Giants Conversation. Catch us tonight on the Outside Podcast. The Outside Podcast. And I'll be right back here with you guys Tuesday night for Heart of the City. So that being said, we're gonna get out of here, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, and we're gonna hit the Aboriginal Sports Network outro. Peace.
The Raisin Man.
Or just a Giants organization that really put Daniel Jones in the forefront and carried him in that type of light, man, on national TV.
$223. The suspension also opens the door for the Texans to release Al-Shahir.
Then in 1976, guess who was hired? Atis fans. This is where preference plays the biggest.
I'm gonna have to knock this down and get the oohs and ahs of Houston.
Welcome to the Aboriginal Sports Network.